Before this accident happened, we were really close as a family. We would always do a lot of things with our son, like take him to the library, and we would take him to a lot of museums and the zoo, and the Pier 39 was one of our favorite places to take our son to. We had a lot of fun together. He was a really good dad to our son, and sometimes it's hard because I'm alone now, and sometimes I'm struggling to carry him, or it's just I don't have the help that I used to have. I just really miss him a lot, and the things we would do and the things he would teach our son and the way he would play with him and make him laugh. It's just now it's just like I'm alone. Now it's just me. Me, Mauricio, and our son, we woke up that morning and we had breakfast, and he was going to work, and he got ready and dressed. He already had his shoes on, and then the last words I told him, I said, "Oh, come here and give me a kiss." And he was walking, but he had his shoes on and he didn't want to get the room dirty, so he said, "Okay, after work, when I later when I come home." And so that was it. I found out because on our phones we have like a Find My iPhone app, and I found it was located on like Fulton and Fillmore, and I was like, okay, he's probably like doing an order there. I didn't think of it as anything, and then I waited another 10 minutes, he didn't reply, another 15 minutes, and it was still there. I checked and I was like, okay, like, why is it the phone in the middle of the intersection? So I was like, something might be wrong, and I drove over there, and then I saw all the streets were closed off, and I started to panic, and I was scared. I didn't know, it seemed like there was an accident. I started talking to the police, like what happened, and it looks like he was already taken in the ambulance, but in the middle of the intersection there was a lot of blood, and I recognized his clothes. His clothes was, I guess they ripped it off of him, and it was laying in the middle of the intersection with a lot of blood, and I saw the moped was laying there destroyed, and the other car as well.
That particular night, I got the call around 10 around 10. I was sleeping. Something had happened 3 days before the accident. I had a bad feeling. So I called him on Saturday and said, "Mauricio, you want to go have lunch?" I texted him and he says, "No, mommy, I'm working." And I said, "Well, these days you're working, you don't have time for your mother." And he sent me a text that I have. He says, "Mom, I know I haven't been doing good, but I promise you I'm going to make you proud. I'm going to be a good dad." He said to me in text that he was going to show me how good of dad he could be and responsible. And he said, "I'm going to make you proud." And he also said to me, "I don't know how you did it alone, and raise us. It's so hard, but I look up to you, and I will try to do the same." And that was the last text. So I called Lana, and she told me Mauricio's in the hospital and he's not doing good. And she has texted Marco, my other son. And when I was coming down, Marco was coming down. He said, let's go. So we went together to the hospital and I asked for him. They told me he was on the 4th floor. I was coming out of the elevator and they were bringing someone into the elevator. And I saw this man in a bed full of blood. I couldn't see his face because it was blood, very bloody. And the people say, move, they're gonna. And I said, poor guy. Well, I'm looking for my son, Mauricio Varela. And one of the nurses told me, that's him. And I was in shock. I couldn't believe that was him. Still, at that point, I thought, well, but maybe, it's just the blood. I didn't know what had happened. Nobody knew what had happened. So I went into the waiting room, waited hours, and around maybe 2 o'clock, the doctor came in and told me that he was in a very bad shape. That he has a brain injury, and that they didn't know if he's gonna survive. And since that moment, everything was like I was numb. I guess I didn't react. Doctor who came was a neurologist, and he told me exactly what was going on with Mauricio at that point. He said, well, I don't have good news. And I told him, whatever it is, don't hold on it. Just tell me exactly. I need to know the truth. So he said, your son has diffuse axonal injury, and I think it's grade 3. That was Chinese for me. I have never heard of it. I didn't understand what he meant. I asked him, so what does that mean? He's gonna be okay? And he said, I'm sorry, but this is one of the worst cases of brain injury. And he explained to me what the brain injury did to his head. He told me that this is a brain injury that he never be the same again. He probably won't leave, and we're gonna do whatever we can, but there's no surgery, there's no something that we can do to fix this. And he said, what do you mean? I mean, there has to be something. And he explained to me what had happened to the axons and the shearing of, the corpus callosum, and a lot of things that I did at that point didn't mean or understand what it was. Only thing I keep asking is like, he's gonna be okay? No, he's never gonna be okay. This is an eternal nightmare. It's every day. It's seeing him like that and wanting to be him. You go crazy sometimes that you said, well, please, let's switch. Put me there and make him better. And my advice is have a conversation and have all the things that we cannot prevent accidents, I know, but we can prevent the outcome by being prepared. I wasn't, and he wasn't. We didn't know something like this could happen. But it's real. It's here. It's every day. Every time I walk inside this hospital, I'm coming with faith and hope and wishing that, I had a conversation with my son, what his wishes were or what are. One thing is killing me every day is not knowing if I'm doing the right thing by fighting, or should I just let him go? And when I see him suffering or gasping for air, I'm doing the right thing, and then the next day he does something good, and I'm okay, let's keep fighting. And that's all I know. It is hard, but at the same time, those little things he's doing make my life a little easier. And love whoever you have, a family, your kids, your husband, your wife, your mom, because you never know how long you're gonna be enjoying them. I don't wish this to no one. This is, I cannot think of anything harder than this. And to see such a beautiful soul, free, full of dreams, happy, silly, talented, beautiful. I remember him walking. He's so tall, 6'4" almost, big. I felt so good, so proud. This is my son. And see him now like that. It's really. But I will continue to be strong and hopeful.